Hey everyone, this is a guitar tutorial for Reason to Praise by Bethel Music featuring Cory, Asbury, and Naomi, Raine. Before we begin, please consider subscribing to my channel or give this video a like and comment below on what else you'd like to see in the future. Additionally, if you're interested in any of the gear that you see today, there are links in the description below. Alright, grab your acoustic guitar and you don't need a capo today. Yay! And let's get started. Like I said, you don't need a capo today, and I'm going to roll up my sleeves because my buttons are hitting the guitar. But keep in mind that the chords you're going to need are pretty simple, except there's some variations, especially with the home chord, which is G, because the key of the song is G. So let's start with the chords you need to know. G, of course, C, D, E minor, A minor 7, G over B, G suspended, and B7. Interesting. So we have a lot of chords, but most of them you probably already know. So let's start with the simple ones. With G, middle finger on the low E string, 3rd fret, A string, 2nd fret with your index finger, and ring finger and pinky are covering the high E and B strings of the 3rd fret. You get to strum everything for this. So to play G over B, keep the same shape like you did for the G chord, but you can lift off that middle finger just a little bit so that the low E is kind of blunted, and that way if you accidentally hit it, it's not going to be a big deal. So you're really emphasizing the A string down. To play G suspended, you'd have to move your fingers around a little bit. Now your ring finger is covering the low E, 3rd fret, middle finger A string, 2nd fret, and your pinky is on the high E 3rd fret. Your index finger is going to press down the B string on the 1st fret. So just be careful with this chord because you want to make sure that your leverage is with that thumb behind the neck, and that's where you get that strength. G suspended. All right, now for the C chord, you can go back to that G chord shape. Keep your ring finger and pinky down on the high E and B strings of the 3rd fret, but put your middle finger down on the A string, 3rd fret also, and your index finger now goes on the D string, 2nd fret. You can't strum the low E, but this is what it sounds like. That's the C chord. For the D chord, put your index finger on the G string, 2nd fret, middle finger, high E, 2nd fret also, ring finger on the B string, 3rd fret, and you can't strum the low E and A strings for this, but this is the D chord. So for the E minor, I like to put my index finger and middle finger down on the A and D strings of the 2nd fret and keep my high E and B strings pressed down with the pinky and ring fingers. This gives the E minor just a chimier sound. Now without those bottom 2 strings pressed down, this is the traditional way. So just use whatever works for you, but I'd prefer that chimier sound. For the A minor 7, pretty simple. Put your index finger on the B string, 1st fret, and your middle finger goes on the D string, 2nd fret, and you get to strum the A string down. And last but not least, B7. Put your middle finger on the A string, 2nd fret, index finger D string, 1st fret. Ring finger is going to go on the G string, 2nd fret, and pinky goes on the high E, 2nd fret also, and you get to strum the A string down. B7. Now you could play B7 way up here by barring the entire 7th fret, putting your middle finger down on the G string, 8th fret, and then your ring finger is pressing the A string down on the 9th. So higher sound, but it's up to you on what you'd like to use. I'd probably prefer this one. So those are all the chords you need to know. Now don't worry, I'll put the chords on screen for you. I'll say them as we go along, and I'll go over some strumming patterns after we play through it. All right, here we go. G, D, E minor, C,
when I'm at my
G,
end, you just can't stop.
C,
When I hit a wall,
G,
you just walk through.
D,
When I face a
E minor,
mountain, you are
C,
so
D,
it's got
G, G suspended, G,
when I'm out of faith, and you are still
C,
faithful. When I'm at my
G,
worst, you are still good.
D,
In all of my
E minor,
questions, you are the
C, D, G, G suspended, G,
'cause you're the God of the breakthrough.
D,
Break it down, you
E minor, C, E minor, D, C, G over B, A minor, D, G, D, E minor, C, G, C, G, D, E minor, C, D, G. D, C, G over B, A minor, D, G, D, B7, E minor, C, D, G, D, B7, E minor, C, D, G, D, E minor, C, E minor, D, C, G over B, A minor, D, G, D, B7, E minor, C, G, D, B7, E minor, C, D, G.
Come on, sing this with me. 'Cause you're the God of the breakthrough. When
D,
I'm breaking, you'll be
E minor,
when
C,
there's no way out. This one
E minor, B7, G over B, A7, C, G over B, A minor, D, G. Well, everyone, I hope that I was able to help you out with that tutorial. Let's go over some basic strumming patterns for the song and some liberties that I might have took at the end. So let's talk about the very beginning with the strumming pattern. You're just going to strum the downbeat. So for example, here's the first chord. Here's the first chord, G. Now, actually, that's more of the electric guitar part. I really can't tell if the acoustic's in the mix as well, but just be aware of that. If you're in a full band situation, don't steal from the electric guitarist. The acoustic will come in for sure on the chorus, of course, but don't steal from the electric guitarist. I think I said that twice. So when I'm doing that, I'm going to hold that strum out, kind of like a whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I kind of have 3 beats of just holding that strum out and then go to the next strum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 and 4. Think about that because this is a 6/8 time signature. All right, next up, I'm going to go to a fuller strum. This is what I'm doing. So now just the right hand alone. And a little slower. Again, accenting the 1 and 4 and the time signature. So just keep that in mind. Typical 6/8 strum pattern here. And one final thought, the acoustic guitar is really playing the part of a percussive instrument in this song. Even though it is voicing chords and such, it's more keeping that rhythm in the background, and it sounds awesome. This is what happens when you're mixing a song very, very well. And Bethel Music definitely knows that because they can do that with Cory Asbury or really anybody who's playing guitar in the song, and then having the electric guitars fill in the gaps and all the other things. Last but not least, during that final chorus, I started a finger pick. You don't have to do that. You can still strum, but it's really up to you. And there is an A7 chord in there. So here's how I do that. I'm putting my index finger on the D string, 2nd fret, ring finger on the B string, 2nd fret also, and the A string down is what I'll be strumming. And that's the A7 chord. Well, that about does it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, comment below on what else you'd like to see in the future, and thanks so much for your support. Have a great week. God bless.